Depending on your age, you might hear the name Ricky Martin and immediately be cast back to the mid to late 80s when Menudo was popular, I guess, sort of something like that. It's still a name that resonates even today. Or you might hear Ricky Martin and think of Livin' La Vida Loca, She Bangs, She Bangs. You know, the cover of that one Asian kid from the first season of American Idol. Yeah, no, that was his song. I think Martin probably does it better, but maybe not more famously. Or if you're from the current year, in 2020, okay, he's somebody, or 2022, I guess it is, of the 2020s. There we go. We'll just cover all of our bases here. Or you might associate him with some rather outlandish allegations as of right now. And as we sit right now, outside of this one concrete lawsuit, there's some allegations being made. Do I believe all of them? Do I think that there's a high probability that they are going to come to fruition? I don't really know, man. Whenever I hear the words allegations, unless they come with receipts, I'm not really taking anything at face value, okay? Again, investigate all crimes. Investigate the claims, okay? I just don't believe everybody at all times. I don't even care the fact that the guy has said cross words about people that I care to fancy politically, okay? Oh, he said some bad things about Trump. Yeah, everybody walking the face of the earth, okay, with any sort of spotlight has said something bad about Trump. Look at how many videos I did for Johnny Depp, okay? I liked his cause. I liked what he was trying to do with his life in order to set some sort of a standard for men out there seeking justice. I don't care about the fact that the motherfucker said that Trump should, he's thought about assassinating the president. That's all nice. It's all hyperbole. It's all made to, I don't know, try to appeal to your base, or at least what you think. So I just look at specific circumstances, okay? Because if you're of my political persuasion, you're going to find yourself in very lonely company when it comes to only listening to people, characters, stories, authorities that agree with your political takes 100%. You're going to find yourself in a very, very, very small circle, okay? So let's get to the bottom of this, kind of like what Ricky Martin likes to do with his dates. Ricky Martin slapped with $3 million lawsuit with career-ending allegation. We've got more information on this because I had this video already cut and done and dusted a couple of weeks ago. That's one of the things that can eventually come back and bite you when it comes to bulk recording and just kind of keeping things off and then just rolling them whenever new, more relevant stories come in. Like I always thought that this would be in honor around a couple of weeks. It would be evergreen, right? It was getting long in the tooth and it was set to premiere right now. And I think one person over on Rumble did get to see that initial take. It didn't include what we'll have at the end here, and instead of amending it like I have with a couple of other videos out there, I just decided to do everything all over again. Basically, I'm going to be taking the same points, so for that one person who was out there, outside of myself, you got to see the proto version of this, and feel free to, well, I think it's gone now, but even still, you already know most of the stuff I'm going to be talking about, okay? And I prefaced it basically the same way to begin with, so you're not missing out on anything. Ricky Martin has been hit with a $3 million lawsuit from ex-manager Rebecca Drucker. Drucker, who worked with Martin from 2014 to 2018, then again from 2020 to 2022, is suing the Latin music icon 50. He is 50 years old, and he's looking, you know what, really not all that bad for 50, okay? Hey, I have that saying, black don't crack. Same thing with Latinos, or maybe cum really is that good for your skin. And then again, from 2020 to 2022, so she worked with him on two different occasions. Now she's going to go in with her own allegations, because she doesn't have any of these career-ending allegations. She just merely alludes to them right now. But she's going to say, oh, he was so hard to work with. Oh, he was just a monster and all that stuff. Bitch, you came back and fucking worked with him for an additional 2 years. He was so hard to work with. You reworked with him again? Like, none of this shit really makes all that much sense. Anyways, but she's suing him for unpaid commissions. And like I said before in my previous video, okay, if this was just simply about dollars and cents, okay, you could just provide the receipts, okay? I charged this much. He did not fulfill this. Okay, that's why we're bringing this court case. It could be simple and it could be just as simple as that, just a open and shut case, okay, but you gotta throw in a little bit extra now, don't you? Drucker noted that she worked with him on 2 separate occasions due to his personal and professional life being in absolute turmoil, and allegedly helped the Puerto Rican singer navigate in the world of recording contracts, touring, sponsorship deals, and other professional endeavors. Rebecca Drucker saved Ricky Martin's career. Well, that's awfully presumptuous. And again, like, okay, I was, what, 9, 10, 11 years old when Ricky Martin was on the radio, back when people used to listen to the radio in the late 90s, early 2000s, when his singles career really took off. But outside of that, like, he had those 2 banger records, okay, that were in constant rotation. But then after that, what was his career? Like, I don't really know how much saving she did, as much as just kind of like prolonging the inevitable to get him booked at a couple of clubs, like he was doing the bar circuit. Like, what are we doing here? Okay. A 15-page suit seen by the Post alleges there's one problem. Martin completely and maliciously refused to pay Rebecca the millions of dollars in commissions that he owes her under their management agreement. Yeah, again, if it's simply that, okay, just sue for that. You don't need to add in all this extra shit, okay? Unless, of course, your case isn't that strong and maybe you think you're entitled to more money than you're actually deserving of. So you have to throw in these spicy allegations, okay? With Rebecca at his side, Martin made millions of dollars. Again, maybe she was doing some really good work for him. Maybe he was working every single venue in Puerto Rico and in Latin America, okay? But known as offstage proclivities as well, probably wasn't that popular with the more devout aspects of Latin American culture. Just saying, okay. Drucker also claimed in the suit that the Livin' La Vida Loca crooner, I wouldn't necessarily, okay, like for crooners, like whenever that's said, immediately what comes to my mind is Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., like the Rat Pack types. Some asshole go and turn me inside upside out, okay, and kind of just having a little bit of a flair and maracas and all that shit. Not quite the same as belting out my way, unless of course he's talking about having his way with his cousin. More on that in a moment. Due to her help and knowledge of the music industry, she noted, Martin reportedly emerged unscathed and proceeded with his professional resurgence. Sorry, what? Now set to play a lead role in the highly anticipated Apple TV Plus series, Mr. and Mrs. American Pie. Oh, now I see why you're suing him right now. Because he has something to lose right now. Oh, okay, cool, I see. Waiting for the opportune moment to file your lawsuit. No, okay, cool. He probably, maybe you knew his finances. Maybe you knew that he couldn't afford to pay you that $3 million. But now he's got hooked up for this Apple TV Plus series. I don't know, fuck. I don't use any of these goddamn streaming services, okay? I just find it awfully coincidental when it comes to the timing of this stuff. Martin is once again primed to reach the heights of fame and fortune. It's a fucking streaming service show, okay? You know how many of those motherfuckers that have been just this year that nobody gives a single fuck about? Sure, Stranger Things Season 4 was awfully hot for a minute, but who remembers anything that happens with the litany of different Disney Plus, okay? Like Marvel shows, does anybody remember anything about the fucking Book of Boba Fett? Okay, because that came out this year, or at least at the end of last year, okay? Kenobi. Kenobi, anyone? He was a popular character at one point or another. There sure was a nice flat ground lightsaber duel between him and Darth Vader that wasn't totally fucking awful, but no, yeah, definitely a streaming service show bringing people back to relevance. I'm sure Ewan McGregor is probably just lining up all the different gigs, okay? I bet you everybody's just clawing up the walls for a Kamala Khan show because Ms. Marvel had her TV show, right? Right? No, exactly. That means fuck all in today's day and age. If this was way back in the cut, back when Stranger Things Season 1 was coming out, how many of those folks actually spun off and had a career resurgence? I know Winona Ryder was a part of it or something like that, because she had that awkward facial expression whenever that big fat fucker was going on some rant on stage, and she was just kind of looking all over the place, and he's like, we need to punch Nazis! And it's like, okay, this isn't the fucking 40s Germany, dumbass, but whatever, man. Hollywood's completely fucked, okay? But here's this bitch out here throwing out some extra allegations, okay? The lawsuit also accuses Martin of having a toxic work environment. Yeah, he's a fruity Puerto Rican. He is gonna have all the flamboyance in the fucking world. So, toxic? I don't really know. How do you even fucking quantify what toxic is? Okay, could it have been a little bit too spicy for you? Like a hot tamale? Perhaps. Perhaps. Okay. Was he a little bit fucking pissy? I would imagine. Okay. And discussed a particularly ugly incident in Dubai involving Martin and his representative, Jose Vega. Isn't that the dude that did Mambo number 5? Anyways, in 2018, Drucker also claimed in the lawsuit that although Martin's career flourished since he rehired Rebecca as a manager in May of 2020, she was forced to deal with a litany of Martin's personal issues. Well, aren't you a manager or some shit like that? That's your fucking job, stupid. Such as problems with the nanny he hired to care for his children, Martin's non-payment of taxes, and his substance abuse. Again, that's your fucking job. Make sure that his taxes get paid, okay? Make sure that his life's in fucking order. If you didn't want to do it, you should have left, and you did, and then you came back. So how much of a fucking problem was he really? And are you just looking for a little bit of a tip at the end of the day? Okay, it's not like he's going to give it. He came out as gay in like 2017 or some shit like that. So hey, he ain't looking for what you're selling here. So he had a response to this. Okay, Ricky Martin hit with domestic abuse restraining order, says allegations are fabricated. Okay, so he was talking about that, and then he got hit with a domestic violence restraining order in Puerto Rico. Okay. And this is where it spurns off into, now we got more clarification on these allegations that led to that domestic violence restraining order. And oh boy, they're something. A judge in Puerto Rico has issued a domestic violence restraining order against Latin pop icon Ricky Martin. Am I missing the boat on this one? Because I thought that this motherfucker was like a flash in the pan, but maybe I'm completely off when it comes to this stuff, okay? Cops visited a wealthy neighborhood in the town of Dorado, where the 50-year-old singer lives, and attempted to serve the order, which was signed Friday. Police spokesman Axel Valencia says, up until now, police haven't been able to find him. Is he on the run with Ezra Miller by chance? Okay, because there's a couple of other domestic violence restraining orders that are still just sitting around unserved. Funny whenever it comes to somebody in the alphabet community, right? Because this just kind of went really under the radar. I didn't see many other people talking about this at the time, and I've had this video kind of on the back burner now for a week or two at this point. But yeah, no, nobody was really talking about this. It's kind of like all of the coverage of Ezra Miller is just kind of fucking died off, okay? And his allegations, okay, they have receipts, and they're a little bit fucked up, okay? And these are some spicy allegations, which we'll get to, okay? You know, all in due time now. We're just laying the background on this stuff. But again, I don't really read into the domestic violence restraining order because, as we've seen with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, you can get those on a fucking whim. All you need is just a little bit of a teary eye. Oh my god, I just feel so scared for my life for somebody who's halfway across the fucking world. It is not immediately known who's asked for the restraining order, and the police spokesperson said that he could not disclose details on the matter because the order was filed under Puerto Rico's domestic violence law. Don't really know what that's all about or anything like that. The complaint was not Martin's husband of 6 years, Spanish-born artist Juan Yosef, Telemundo reported Sunday. This is a couple weeks ago at this point. Okay, Yosef, 37, an accomplished artist who was raised in Sweden. Spanish-born artist raised in Sweden. My guy's probably got a fucking wonky-ass accent, just saying. Has been in a relationship with Martin since 2016. The outlet outed the pair secretly married in 2017. El Vocero, a Puerto Rican newspaper, reported Saturday that the order states that Martin and the person who did file the complaint dated for 7 months. Okay. Person alleged that Martin didn't accept their breakup 2 months ago, and that has loitered near the petitioner's home at least 3 times. Oh my god, you've been outside somebody's house, and that's why I need a restraining order? Did they ever come in? Did Ricky Martin like step on the lawn, say anything style with a fucking boombox above his head and a ill-fitting bathrobe? Like, why are you so scared though? You're in an upscale area, okay, theoretically, because I don't really think that he's out there, you know, fucking dudes in the Puerto Rican villages. I don't think that that's necessarily his style, but I don't know. Again, the order bars the Livin' La Vida Loca singer. Again, just she bangs, okay? You could just go ahead and you can cite a different fucking song, for Christ's sakes. From contacting or calling the person who filed them. Oh yeah, the order. Yeah, no, exactly. Because it looks like he was in constant communications. 3 times outside this dude's place. over the course of 3 months. Like, could have been just walking his small little dog, bringing some broth to the hospital when he goes to meet a friend who's just sick with just a never-ending case of pneumonia. Anyways, okay, but now we've actually got some clarification on who all this stuff is. I showed you this picture before, and it's funny, right? For certain parts of the population, they get very, very favorable treatment. Okay, if your politics line up appropriately, okay, you're either gonna have Vanity Fair, okay, New York Post, New York Times, okay, all of the establishment mass media outlets just come to your defense. Okay, post your defense, your statements out there, okay, saying that Ricky Martin's lawyers call incest, wait, what? Allegations untrue and disgusting. Just like he said about the Domestic Violence Restraining Order. Okay, and again, this is where it's like, okay, allegations in the smallest print possible. It's even smaller than the name of the author of the column, and also the byline. The singer and actor will appear before a Puerto Rican court next week. Okay, so this is about the Domestic Violence Restraining Order. Who filed it? Well, it's a cousin. All right. A legal representative for Ricky Martin has issued a statement claiming his client's innocence against accusations of engaging in an incestuous relationship with his 21-year-old nephew. Attorney Martin Singer called the allegation untrue and disgusting and stated that the accuser is struggling with deep mental health challenges. All right, then. Again, nothing to read in further on that, okay? Again, these are just wonderful people finally looking for their piece of the pie, right? 2 weeks ago, reports emerged that a 50-year-old Grammy-winning platinum-selling recording artist and actor was issued a restraining order by a judge in Puerto Rico. It was alleged that Martin, who was married in 2017, was fucking around with his, at the time, 17... No, sorry, this was, what, 2 years ago? It would have been above board age-wise, but if it's your nephew, incest is definitely not wincest. It is alleged that Martin was married in 2017 and had 2 small children with his husband. How does that work? Because I don't think butt fucking produces kids. I don't know, man. It was fucking 2022. Shit's really weird. Had not accepted the recent separation from a romantic partner, and that he was seen loitering near the petitioner's home at least 3 times. The petitioner fears for his safety, wrote a Spanish-language news outlet El Vocero. Again, this could just be, oh my god, I feel so scared because he's outside my house. Oh my god. Yeah, but what about your fence and your security guards? No, I feel scared. I just need a domestic violence restraining order because he's about to be famous again from a streaming show. I heard because his former manager were making these similar claims. Interesting. Very fucking interesting. And then you can just throw on the fact that, yeah, maybe he was butt fucking his cousin or nephew, sorry. All right then. It looks like there's very, very odd things going around here. This entire situation is just very strange. Martin's representative denied the accusation, saying the allegations that led to a protection order are completely false and fabricated. We are very confident that when the true facts come out of the matter, our client, Ricky Martin, will be fully vindicated. On Friday, the website Marca probably, reported that Martin's brother, Eric Martin, had revealed that the accuser is the singer's nephew and that they had a relationship for 7 months. His Eric Martin, okay, that's his brother. Is that his kid or another Martin's kid? Like, what are we doing here? Okay, Martin is due in court July 21st. All right. When the judge will determine if the restraining order should remain in place. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Okay. It remains unclear what legal charges could be levied against Martin. Is incest on the books or anything like that? Or potential stalking? Only if you bring up, like, some receipts on that. He was seen outside and I was very scared. And it's like, well, that's nice. What do you want me to do about it? I want to be less scared. Well, that's not how the courts work. Oh, but laws against incest, yay, which vary wildly in different states and U.S. territories, are particularly harsh in Puerto Rico. Yay, Martin could face 50 years in prison. Oh, if convicted. All right, I guess you're just going to have to open up your asshole and see if the dick prints fit. Martin's lawyers' statements explained Ricky Martin has, of course, never been and would never be involved in any sexual or romantic relationship with his nephew. Oh, God, that's a tough day in court when you have to announce that statement. Christ almighty. No, I have not never, and nor would I ever involve myself sexually with my nephew. Wow. Fucking imagine that. Okay, he added, the idea is not only untrue, it is disgusting. We can agree with half of that vehemently, 100%. These could be real, okay? But again, these are just allegations at a time when his career is definitely coming on the upswing here because, okay, again, I'll shit on a streaming show because it means fuck all. But let's be completely fair when we're coming to this stuff, okay? Man, he ticks a lot of the fucking boxes, right? Gay, outwardly and openly gay, very talented. He might be a hunk of shit behind the scenes, okay? And that, of course, is highly likely, okay? And, oh, God, no homo or anything like that. He's still keeping it together. If we're just going to be honest about this type of shit, okay? So he is definitely primed to be making some sort of a career renaissance at this point because, again, I don't know much about his fucking singing career. Maybe he's huge in Spanish-speaking circles. I could be completely out of the loop on this type of stuff. But when it comes to having, you know, a little bit more access when it comes to streaming shows, okay, or just any sort of mainstream attention, okay, you even got his defenses from his lawyers on some rather heinous allegations in Vanity fucking Fair, okay? This was just a pick. I could have went with Daily Mail. I could have went with New York Times. I could have went with Washington Post. They're in all of the major papers, okay? And the fact that he does tick a lot of those fucking boxes off, that's why he's in those papers. That's why it doesn't have to be relegated to the sheets of Breitbart. No shade on them. Use them quite a bit, and I will be using them later today as well. Or any other fringe outlet, okay? Anybody who's on the outside looking in, okay? So again, I'm going to need some receipts before I believe any of this stuff, and I hold that true. That's my own personal principle when it comes to this stuff. If he was out there raw dogging his nephew, yeah, that's some sick shit, okay? And if there's a hard incest law on the books, no pun intended, okay? You should feel the fullest extent to that. And again, no pun intended. Again, all I'm seeing right here is a couple of opportunistic cats that are just trying to latch on at the most opportune time, if I'm just keeping it a stack on this one. You guys might disagree, okay? He, of course, has his own political takes, and again, I just see past all of this stuff. I just want to get to the facts at the end of the day. Hopefully you appreciate that. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.